Hello Internet, it's Daniel with Driving and Dragons. Today I'm here with a little bit of a rant video and a pure clickbait title that is, in a way, associated. 280ZX finishing up some stuff with that air cleaner, but I'm going to have a rant portion and a little bit of a kind of discussion announcement portion here. First off, it's kind of one of the things that's going around. A few channels have made mention of it. YouTube popped out this big celebrating TTRPG channels on YouTube video, and of course the complaint is that it's nothing but Dungeons and Dragons, and not only Dungeons and Dragons, you know, they have a blink and you miss it Call of Cthulhu reference, they show you some Seth Skorkowski, but other than that, it's all Jenny D's and Dungeon Dudes and other stuff that is just hardline, gigantic Dungeons and Dragons channels that are specifically D&D, not even just D&D, that are specifically 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons channels, and that's what they put their focus on. And there's some people who are fussing about it a bit, but it kind of comes down to just, that's what YouTube sees, that's what the algorithm tells it is popular and wonderful, and it's really kind of our own fault. It is our fault as TTRPG fans and players, because we pop on our YouTube and look at our suggested videos, and we scroll right past, Game Master tips and secrets, new way to handle your horror game or something, because, we're not interested in that specifically because we've already had a horror game or something, or we already know the Game Master tips, and, we're just not going to watch that kind of thing. But we all click on the clickbait. We all click on the Wizards of the Coast did something stupid video. We all click on Matt Mercer's a retard. We all click on any of the tea, so to speak, the gossip stuff that pops up, and that just drives it on and on and on. Professor Dungeon Master did a rather lengthy breakdown about it, which is kind of funny because it's almost like, look, the boomer just discovered how algorithms work. But he even said it. He's like, I'm going to put a clickbait title on this for the first 24 hours to drive it up because that's going to put it in everybody's thing. It's going to make people click on it. Then I'll change the name to match what it's supposed to be later so that it looks better when you're searching for it for what the content is. But everybody gets in there and wants to bitch and gripe and complain. I don't want to see the clickbait. I don't want to hear the drama. I'm so sick of the nonsense. I'm so sick of hearing about Matt Mercer and his depression. I'm so sick about Critical Role. I'm so sick of Wizards of the Coast and what they did. I don't care. I just want to talk about role-playing games. Can't you tell me about the new map editor? Why aren't you telling me about this new system? Etc., etc., etc. And the problem is because you'll click on the clickbait title so that you can complain that somebody's talking about Wizards of the Coast again. You'll get on the clickbait title so you can come tell me that I'm so bad because I call Matt Mercer out for being a fake. But you won't click on a video about this new dungeon terrain feature or a Kickstarter or something of that nature or a review of some obscure third-party game when you all allegedly say you want to support independent content creators. If you want to support independent content creators, click on the videos, watch the videos, comment on the videos about the videos, and make a concerted effort to click on something especially if it's brand new, so it's only been out for less than 24 hours, and especially if it's not about Dungeons and Dragons. If you see something that is not specifically Dungeons and Dragons or Critical Role or one of the other big things, click on it and watch it. And that helps the community grow. That helps more tabletop role-playing game content to come out for us to all enjoy. So, moving on to the real point of this video, and it does kind of give me a little bit of leeway on that clickbaity title that I used. I do actually like the D20 system quite a bit. Played it for many, many years, just like most of us. I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, and I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. Don't like 5th edition, didn't like 4th edition, big 3.5 guy, and I like the original. But the long and short of it is it's a good system. It's serviceable, especially for like heroic fantasy. But I was looking at making a cyberpunk setting using the interlock system, Cyberpunk, which is a great system. I love Cyberpunk, but I kind of found that it's kind of setting bound. It doesn't really work quite as well outside of its own ecosystem, mainly because it's a very, very rules-light style system. It's very basic and skinned down to make it easier to play fast, which is important. But that makes it like there's not a lot of good information and good material out there to truly make campaign settings or story settings for Cyberpunk Red. So what I've kind of decided to do with my Cyber City Dodge campaign is possibly just go out and make my own system. And I was thinking about things, and just like everybody else, can I adapt something? What system that already exists can be tweaked to suit what I want it to do and build the kind of atmosphere I want? And what can I do to minimize the amount of work on myself and allow me to focus on the selling points of my game as opposed to the raw mechanics? And I was thinking, and this kind of just came to me, I am thinking about a D30, D12, and D6 based system, where the D30 is used for skill checks and basically everything that a D20 would normally be used for. All your checks, it's your primary rolling die. The D6s and D12s are used for bonus dice and attribute rolling and as modifier dice. Very much in the back of my head right now, it's just kind of the birth of an idea, but I'm thinking about you got your D30, you're adding your attributes and stuff to it. D6s can be used as a modifier dice, either for or against, kind of like more like a bonus die system or a penalty die system. That D12 can be used as a base for rolling attributes to set up the predominantly skill-based system, definitely not going class-based on this one. And then 6s and 12s would be the primary dice used to determine damage. So, what do you think? Do you think that going back to ancient Mesopotamia and using that base 60, 6, 12, 30, 60 type numerical system is something that would work well? For me, I'm just trying to find a way that's kind of the happy balance between everything being a percentile system and relying on 100 base versus everything being so swingy like a D20 where you have a 5% variance on the die itself. And I think the D30 just doesn't get enough love. It's a single dice, so you're not having to roll 2 percentile dice. And it's not so huge to be unwieldy like some of these crazy 60s or a D100 itself. I think it puts a little balance there. So what do you think? Do you think a D30, D12, D6 system is something that is going to be functional? Do you think it's going to have some pitfalls? And what do you think? Do you think that's a good base, or am I off base on that? Like, share, and subscribe. Comment below about the video. Do all the good stuff to make independent content creators grow and thrive and blow up. And then click off my video and go click on some other TTRPG content creators video about something that is explicitly not Dungeons & Dragons. And I'll see you guys next time.